Well, hello, everyone. Good evening or good early morning from wherever you are tuning in from. So, my name is Angeline Constantinu, and I am the founder, CEO, and empowerment coach and podcaster of Let's Break the Silence with Angeline, where we bring real life stories of domestic abuse survivors on my platform as these amazing women have a voice. Okay, so I'm here to help women amplify their voice, regain their power, and regain their confidence and peace. So thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. And please welcome to my podcast, Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. Please like and subscribe to my podcast on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streams. And I started this live a little bit earlier tonight, and I'll tell you why in a moment. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. And there I go live. And to share a lot of value and content and interviews. So I have so tonight we're going to be talking about something different. Okay, so the topic tonight is, do children have a voice in abusive relationships? So let me know in the comments below. And I would love to know where you are tuning in from. So please smash the heart button. I'm broadcasting live on my Let's Break the Silence Facebook fan page. Today marks the 5th year anniversary that I started my page, Let's Break the Silence. And it basically started from nothing. All I had was a vision to help women amplify their voice. So that's one of the reasons why I started my Facebook fan page, which led to the podcast. And, I've been podcasting now for 3 years, super proud of my accomplishments and everything. So here to bring a lot of fire here tonight and a lot of value. So please let me know where you are tuning in from so I can give you a shout out, okay? And like I said, we're live on my YouTube channel, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline, and in my Facebook private group. So say hello in the comments below, okay? So tonight I am going to be talking about, do children have a voice in abusive relationships? So here's one of the reasons I selected this topic. I selected this topic because I was a guest on a podcast show, and I am a member of, which is the Global Council for Women Network. So that network focuses on ending child abuse, ending domestic violence, and I'm going to be interviewing. Her name is Elena Georgiou. I am going to be interviewing her this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time on my podcast, and I'm really, really looking forward to that interview. So, so I'm really, so I want to talk about this because something came to me while I was on that interview. Okay. I believe that children have a voice. Okay. Not only do we have a voice, but I feel that children have a voice. And the reason is this, because this subject here is not really talked about, and we want to bring awareness. And when child abuse happens, and I've done some research on this, okay, when child abuse happens, it causes trauma, lack of love, insecurity, and loneliness, overthinking and stress, which leads to the trauma. Okay. And, that's unfortunate because, as, we're growing up as adults, we are expected to be brought up correctly. But, there are times when the child is abused, and, which is really, really unfortunate. So I want to bring awareness to this topic tonight. So how do we do this? How do we bring awareness? And I would really love your thoughts in the comments below, but also I'm going to share a couple of things that I came up with and what I am going to be working on. Okay. So the first thing is having children speak out. Okay. So a story that I shared with Elena on Sunday, which I shared here on my Facebook fan page. So the story that I shared was this. Okay, so there was a couple who I knew who were going through a divorce. Okay, and I didn't care. So in this case, the woman was the abuser, and the man was not the abuser, and he was seeking full custody of his 13-year-old daughter. And at that time, I recall the daughter had to go to court to testify. So when this happened, when this happened in court, I wasn't in court when it happened, but when he called me with good news. Okay. So she testified in front of the judge that she did not want her mother to bring her up full time, meaning to raise her. She wanted the father to have full custody. And this is a true story. And this happened about 5 or 6 years ago. So when this happened, it was a moment that I will never forget. I remember I was downtown. We were having coffee in the coffee shop, and he was talking to me about his whole situation. And he had to leave, in fact, because, the woman who he was married to was an abuser, and she also had a boyfriend. And, there were things that were not acceptable to him. And the daughter did not want to live there anymore. In fact, the daughter was thrown out of the house that she was living in at the time. So fortunately, the court date, he went to go pick her up and brought her back home. And then when they went to court together, which was a few days later, she testified in front of the judge that she did not want the mother to bring her up anymore. So this is an example of a young child. I mean, she's now 24 years of age, but this is a classic example of a girl who was in her teens, 13 years old, who was allowed to testify. I mean, so she has a voice. She had a voice, and she probably still does to this day. But what I wanted to say was this, okay? I actually would love your thoughts in the comments below. And one of the things that I came up with was to host workshops virtually, okay? Because the blessing of being on social media is that we are all connected throughout the world. And, I have friends from Kenya, South Africa. I have friends who live in Europe, Greece, Cyprus, and, here in the US. I believe that we need to bring more awareness to this topic. Okay. So, one of the ideas that I came up with was hosting a workshop. Okay. Being like a co host of a workshop. So, we can bring awareness, bring the parents in, or single moms, I would say in this case, single moms, single fathers, and educate them. Because when a couple is going through a divorce, and I've actually witnessed this myself in court, I remember when I was in court, this was 14 years ago in the town of Poughkeepsie, New York. I had a really, really good attorney, and there was a couple in front of us, and I will never forget this. You know how things stand out in your mind? They were arguing back and forth about the money and about the computer and about this and about that. So finally, the judge said, "Stop using the children as pawns." And I will never, ever forget that. Imagine that, two people a couple, fighting in court. They're probably fighting over money and possessions, fighting over the kids too. And that's what the judge told them. The judge told both of them, do not use your children as pawns. And I will never forget that. That was like, oh my God. Even my attorney couldn't believe it at the time. I was like, how could they do this, to the children? So I believe, and we're working on this. I am working with Elena Georgiou on this. We're going to be hosting workshops in the future, and we're going to be educating parents um, about the children, okay, and provide workshops, and they will be virtual workshops. So I'm really, really super excited about that. I love Elena's vision and mission of the global alliance community. So if you're a woman who is interested in participating, just send me a private message, or you can email me at Angeline at letsbreakthesilence.com. Okay. So that is something that I am really proud to be working on. So I believe that children have a voice. Okay. And when that happens, there's a stronger community, because, we're here. One of the reasons why we're here is to build a community. And I believe that's important. Why have the children feel shut out of everything? And not only that, I mean, unfortunately, if they're witnessing abuse, obviously that's not a good thing either. So what we need to do is to provide some resources for the children. So that is something that I wanted to talk about tonight. Okay. So, all right. So I have a special announcement to make. Okay. So this Friday, the first announcement is this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I am going to be in North Carolina, in Charlotte, at a conference, and I am going to be interviewing Elena Georgiou. So I will be sharing the event in probably when I arrive in Charlotte on Thursday. So I'm going to be working on that tomorrow. Okay. And I'm going to go live on my Facebook fan page here. I'm going to go live on my personal page, which is Angeline Constantinou. And I'm going to go live on my YouTube channel. So she is going to be sharing her story, her incredible story of how she overcame abuse, domestic violence, domestic abuse, and what she is doing now to empower women. She's also a best-selling author, and she wrote a book, and she's Greek, and obviously, she's an amazing lady with an amazing vision. So I am looking forward to that. That's going to be this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's going to be like right in the middle of lunch, but I'm going to do the interview from the hotel, which I'm super, super excited about. Okay, and I'm going to be all dressed up and everything because we have a photo shoot that afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm going to be, putting up some reels and videos over the weekend. So that is something that I am working on. Also, another announcement I am making is I am looking to interview women. Okay, I am looking to interview women who have transitioned out of domestic abuse and who have overcome abuse and are now ready to step into their own power and truth and share their real life stories on my podcast. So if you are a woman who is interested in interviewing me, in being interviewed by me on my podcast, I do weekly podcast episodes. They are launched every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. And I have another one that's coming out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., which I'll talk about in a minute. But if you could please go here to my Calendly link to book a call with me. Okay. So please book a call with me. And once you do that, you will receive an email, and then I will get in touch with you about scheduling a podcast interview. Okay. Normally I would do the interviews live in the evenings. I remember I would do them on like Tuesday night. But in this case with Elena Georgiou, I am doing the interview on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Because I am booked the entire weekend. After that, I'm traveling, and I will be returning to New York on Sunday night. Okay. So anyway, so that's what the plan is. So I am super excited about that. Okay. And like I said, today and tomorrow, yes, is the new podcast episode that will be live at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Please be on the lookout for that. And actually, it was, I believe, 5 years ago today that I shared my real life story of what really happened to me during when I was going through my domestic violence. And when you see the video tomorrow, the reels, you're probably not going to recognize me. I don't know, because that was the first time that I went live in 2018 in March, and I shared my story, how I went from victim to victor of domestic abuse. Okay. So you're going to see some reels. There may be a little bit of a trigger warning there. So just be prepared. You will know what really happened to me. Okay. And that's going to be live on my podcast on Anchor FM, which will be tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time. So please go ahead and like and subscribe to my podcast. Let's Break the Silence with Angeline on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the live streams. And you know what? I would really appreciate a rating too, because that's really going to get my podcast out there. And I'm proud to say that we are right now in 7 countries, and I am obviously looking to expand that reach to, I would say, 50 countries. So who knows? Let's shoot high. Let's shoot for 100 countries. Okay. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. Okay. So, and we have a comment here. Oh, here's Eunice. Congratulations, Superwoman. Keep winning, sis. Love what you do and all the help and value you put out. Love you lots. And I love you too, Superwoman. Yes. I love you too, Superwoman. So I'm super excited. Thank you for tuning in tonight, which I really, really appreciate. See, Eunice is always making the time. She is always showing up. And when you show up, that's when the magic happens. And that's when abundance starts to open up. And I've helped Eunice, and she's been in my private group for a long, long time. Probably, I would say 5 years. So keep winning, sis. Okay. And she's tuning in from overseas too. So, like I said, she's always showing up. So thank you so much, Eunice. Really, really appreciate the support. Okay, so I am going to close the live out by saying that I have a brand new website. We are relaunching my Let's Break the Silence signature coaching program. So please go to letsbreakthesilence.com and book a call with me. We are, I'm putting, my business coach is putting all the courses in, she's uploading all the courses, and I'm really super excited to launch it. It's going to be in 2 weeks. So it's going to be after I come back so everything, March is going to be amazing. Oh, my favorite. Dr. Marnie Fodero, thank you. Showing up and speaking up matters. Our voice matters. Thanks for what you do. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Marnie. So great to see you here on my YouTube channel tonight. Thank you so much. And Dr. Marnie was a special guest on my podcast last year. Thank you. Our voices matter is right. Showing up and speaking up matters. Exactly. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure, Dr. Marnie. I'm so happy that you're here tonight. Thank you for your support. And lots of love right back to you. See, Dr. Marnie is tuning live on my YouTube channel. So, which I'm super excited that she's here. Okay. All right, everyone. I am going to close the live out tonight, and be on the lookout for my new website. I'm going to post it in the comments below after the live is over. So I'm going to be doing more lives starting next week. Stay tuned for Elena Georgiou's podcast episode. We will be going live this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And like Dr. Marnie said, showing up and speaking up matters, and our voices matter. So if you would like to be a guest on my podcast, you can go to the link here and book a call with me. Okay. So I believe that link is populated. You can book a call with me and let's get you on my podcast. Your voice matters. Your voice matters. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. This broadcast is coming to a close, and I will see you this Friday at 1 p.m. Take care.